What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we are in the shop again today, and we're going to get some work done on the Softail. So there was no video last week. We went up to Milwaukee, and we spent almost, 4 or 5 days in Milwaukee for the Mama Tried Moto Show, as well as Flat Out Friday. Had a blast. I did not go up there with the intentions of shooting video. I figured if I shoot, I shoot. If I don't, I don't. I went up there to party, and party I did. So the little bit that I recorded, very incoherent and just not really worthy of wasting your guys' times with. But we had a fabulous trip. It was awesome. Got to hang out with a lot of cool people. Got to meet Jared Weems again, Her Two Wheels, Biker Babe Beth. Oh, I forgot his name, but Sick Wide Glide from Blockhead Moto was up there. So it was really awesome. Also got to meet John and Craig from Easy Company. So super awesome to hang out with people. We partied a lot. Lots of alcohol was consumed. And it was just an overall great experience. So enough with that. We are going to get some work done on this bike today. But before I start working, I guess I'll tell you guys what we're doing. So in the last video on this bike, I asked for your guys' input. And you guys didn't give me any input on what you wanted done with this bike. So I had to decide which way to go with it. And if you don't like it, it's your own fault because you didn't comment what should be done with this bike. So I ordered some stock tins for this from eBay. They're already painted. Came off of another night train. We're going to put those on. I don't have them here yet. Today we're going to fix the issue with the tensioners on the camshaft tensioners, because this is a twin cam 88 and they're notorious for the tensioners failing. So in the original video I talked about putting a cam in there and replacing this with hydraulic tensioners and all that. Well, here's the issue. This bike, the goal here is to make a little bit of money with this bike. And if I do everything that I wanted with this bike, I would never make any money. So I'm going back in with stock tensioners, no camshafts, just stock camshafts, and I'm going to update all the bearings and stuff while we're in there. We're going to make it all solid for the next 10 to 15,000 miles. But the reason I'm not replacing all that is it was going to cost about $1,800. And if I did all that, then I had to sacrifice with the seat and the tins and other stuff. So since I'm not keeping this bike, hopping it up performance-wise really doesn't matter to me. So I just want to get the bike rideable and be able to enjoy it for a bit before I sell it. So that's going to be enough, I guess, jibber jabber. We're going to go ahead, throw you guys on the tripod, and we're going to start tearing into this. I have to tear the top end down because I am not replacing push rods, lifters, nothing. All I am doing is seals, bearings, and tensioners. So enough jabber. Let's get on the tripod and get into it. Alright guys, so as you saw in the first time lapse there, I got this all taken apart. I've heard a lot of people talk about this being a difficult job to do. It honestly took 30 minutes to tear this all apart. If I had adjustable push rods, or if I had purchased adjustable push rods, it would have been even faster to get this all torn down. But, because you wouldn't have to take the whole top end apart. But, really not a hard job to do. I did buy 2 tools off of eBay. They're Chinese knockoffs of Jim's tools. If you're doing this for a living, I would say buy the Jim's tools, but if you're the DIYer, $50 a piece versus $300 something a piece. You're not going to be using that tool all the time. Now, again, if you're a professional, you're going to be using that tool all the time. I would say spend the money, get the good version. But anyways, I already pressed the new cams, these are the same old cams, I'm reusing them. I already pressed the cams in and installed the rear tensioner. And the reason behind reusing all this is it comes down to money, right? I think I can sell this bike for about $6 grand. I'm already $3,100 into it before I even started. So it would cost me about $1,800 doing the labor myself to upgrade this entire cam chest. And yes, it'd be a phenomenal upgrade. I'm not debating that. But these tensioners are only about 30 bucks a piece. So I went ahead and made the executive decision that rather than spend $1,800 in one part on a bike that I'm not keeping, that I'd be better off spreading that wealth throughout the bike. So I bought a real nice seat for it. I bought a clean looking set of 10s. We are going to do some minor upgrades while we're in here. Like I'm going to pull these bearings out and press in some new, better bearings, some Timken bearings. Everything's going to go back together with genuine James seals, and overall just make it better than stock, but obviously not doing the full upgrade. So this is the rear tensioner. Let's see if it'll focus on that. There's quite a bit of wear on that. The rears don't wear as much as the fronts. The front, it's somewhere on this. Oh, here it is right here. So the front had a considerable amount of damage to the plastic. So we went ahead and removed these. So whoever buys this bike from me, they'll be good for 10 to 15,000 miles before these tensioners probably need to be redone. So it's really not that big of a deal. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this back on the time lapse and get those bearings pressed in. So, as you guys see, I got both of the bearings out, and this is the new Timken bearing that I'm getting ready to install. So, the reason this bearing is important to replace, I don't know how well it'll show up here. There it is. So the factory bearing is caged. You see how between every roller there's a cage in there? The Timken bearing is a full roller bearing. So this is going to have way less resistance on it. It's just going to be easier on your cams and your drivetrain and all that. So this is worth replacing. You're already in there, just do it. Alrighty, so we've got the tool on here set up to press in the new bearings. So this will press the bearing in straight as well as to the proper depth. You could do it without this tool, but again, for $50 on eBay, it's a lot better than just trying to hammer them in and hoping you did it right. That looks good. So again, I've already got the assembly lube in there, but just gonna make sure it's spread around real well. And we're gonna do it again. Alrighty, so now that we've got everything cleaned up, new bearings installed, new seals, and new tensioners, and a healthy dose of assembly lube, we can go ahead and install our cams. I swear, assembly lube attracts every bit of hair in the room. Alrighty, so it's all back together. That was not that bad of a repair. So, with filming, and remember, everything takes 2 to 3 times longer when you're filming, that took me 4.5 hours. It only took me about 30 minutes to tear it down. I'm willing to bet that if I had to do this repair again, I could do it in an hour and a half, maybe in an hour if I'm really moving, but, you know, I'm not a flat rate mechanic anymore, so I don't really have to be moving. One of the things that took me so long was I have never messed with pushrod tubes like this. I've only done pushrod tubes on Sportsters. And once I figured it out, it was easy, but until I figured it out, it's a little bit of a pain. So the tins are supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'm really hoping to have this thing firing up maybe Monday. So in the next video, I'm hoping to have this thing running. I still need to order some more parts for this, some odds and ends, brake lines, cables, throttle cables, and some grips, and I still haven't ordered handlebars either, so there's still some stuff to do. Well, there's still a lot of stuff to do, but still some parts to order. You know, going into this, I've never worked on a big twin Harley, so don't be intimidated if you've never done it before. Yes, I spent 15 years as a professional automotive mechanic, but motorcycles are, up until the last few years, kind of foreign to me. And really, if you can wrench, you can wrench. So these engines, they're simple. Dive in, figure it out, get yourself a manual, which I have not done on this one yet, so don't be like me. Get a manual before you tear it apart. But you can do it, guys. You know, don't be afraid to buy an old Harley. You can do it. The information's out there. The parts are out there. It's not that hard. So I will see you all in the next one. I love each and every one of you. Please give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and in the description box there's links to all my social media, as well as our company website, Headstalls.com, where we make and sell everything for horses, and there is a 5% off discount code. I will see you all in the next one. I'm out of here.